I had this idea for the contest in my notebook, and you know, a lot of times Jerry and I we'd be talking about upcoming stuff, and I'd go through my list and I'd go, well, what do you think of this one? You know, and he'd go, oh yeah, that's a good one. You know, what do you think of that one? And as I would do this from time to time, I would see the contest written down. I wouldn't even mention it to him. That's how impossible I thought it was to even pitch it to him, or even him wanting to do it, and then even if he did want to do it, of doing it. So it was just something in the book that I would always skip over when discussing ideas with him. Well, anyway, this one particular day, I don't know why I mentioned it. I just said, well, okay, here's this other idea, you know.
And I know Larry was very surprised that I signed on to it. But I actually didn't think it was that outrageous, personally. I don't know why. Of course, I always thought that we would do it in this kind of white glove way, which we did.
My first draft of the show, I didn't, it wasn't as clean as the final version, and Jerry thought it would be a lot better to delete any reference to what George did.
What's the matter?
My mother caught me.
Caught you? Doing what?
You know. I was alone.
You mean?
She caught you? Where?
I stopped by the house to drop the car off, and I went inside for a few minutes. Nobody was there. They're supposed to be working. My mother had a Glamour magazine. I started leaving through.
I got the contest script. I read it. I figured, no, they're going to shut it down. This is absolutely not going to work, because you cannot base an entire episode on masturbation. Just can't work.
I am never doing that again.
What? You mean in your mother's house or all together?
All together.
Oh, give me a break.
Right.
Come on.
You don't think I can?
No chance.
You think you could?
Well, I know I could hold out longer than you.
Care to make it interesting?
Sure, how much?
$100?
You're on.
Wait a second. Count me in on this.
You? Yeah. You'll be out before we get the check.
When I read the contest, I just felt that was a winner. That was touching a subject that just needed to be made fun of.
It was in your face, you knew exactly what it was about, but it was inoffensive, and he never even said the word.
We were trying to be as discreet about doing something like that as we could.
To tell you the truth, not only just masturbation, but everybody masturbating. The idea of broaching the subject of a woman masturbating, my God, so, wow, crazy.
I remember my brother saying to me once that the really interesting thing about the show is that not only does it tackle these racy issues, but it does it in mixed company. And it makes everyone feel very comfortable about these things because Elaine was like one of the boys.
I want to be in on this too.
Oh, no. That's oranges. It's a different thing because you're a woman.
So what?
It's easier for a woman not to do it than a man. We have to do it. It's part of our lifestyle. It's like shaving.
Oh, that is such baloney. I shave my legs.
Not every day.
I needed the characters to be teased, to test them during the show. We needed a reason for Elaine to be in the contest and to lose.
John F. Kennedy Jr.
What?
He was in my aerobics class.
There's a Kennedy thread through the series. The Kennedy family comes up a lot, and yet another fine example was, of course, the beating of the heart for JFK Jr. in that episode of the contest.
You know, we talk about huge laughs. Easily number one or number two, and it ain't my moment. I was just happy to be on the set that day. When Michael comes back in, after he said, "Ooh, there's a woman out there," He leaves the apartment and comes back less than 30 seconds later and goes, "I'm out. I'm out of the contest."
I'm out.
What?
Yeah, I'm out. I'm out of the contest.
Yeah, perfect writing. Kramer would have been the first one out. Because I think he's more, I think he's comfortable with his sexuality. What the heck, I'm out. I think the regret was that he lost the bet.
To me, actually, the noteworthy thing about that episode was the dovetailing of the stories. The way they intertwined and the way they met up at the end with the Virgin and with JFK and all that. That to me was the outstanding part of that episode. The titillation of a show about masturbation to me was small potatoes.
Too bad you can't do that for a living. You'd be very successful at it. You could sell out Madison Square Garden. Thousands of people could watch you. You could be a big star.
All right, Mama, that's enough.
Estelle Harris is actually was also a New York-based actress who happened to be in Los Angeles during the casting of that. Otherwise, I don't think she would have ever been considered.
My son brought me to the audition, and because he said this is an important one. I had never seen Seinfeld.
She had a delivery that was like nails on a chalkboard.
And again, it's one of those things. 2 seconds, you just know it. Not only the voice is great, the look is perfect.
The fact that she was so small was really sort of the perfect compliment to Jason Alexander.
We were laughing at the resemblance of her and Jason.
To have brought Estelle Harris in as my mom, who I got to tell you, my mother is a little tiny round woman with red hair. Estelle is a little tiny round woman with red hair. Their voices aren't quite the same. Estelle is far more interesting sound, but the things that come out of their mouths are damn close. He found my mother.
I looked at the size, and I come into the room, and I see my son treating his body like it was an amusement park. What does that mean? Masturbating. No, that's impossible. You're wrong. I don't understand why you can't do this for me.
I just got here, Ma. I'd like to spend a little time with you.
But if you wait, they won't let you back in. Visiting hours are almost over.
10 minutes. Here, have some Tic Tacs.
I'm watching the shadow play, and I go, "Have a Tic Tac," and I just threw it. I threw the box of Tic Tacs at her and landed on her chest on the bed, and she fell out. She was gone.
I got so hysterical that you can ask anybody that was there with me. I couldn't stop giggling for about 20 minutes.
I went, "Oh, I love this one. This is gold, just gold."
And the Emmy goes to Larry David.
This is all very well and good, but I'm still bald. I'd like to thank the cast and crew of Seinfeld, and I dedicate this award to all those out there who are masters of their domain. Thank you very much.
There really was a contest, but I wasn't in it because I knew I could never win it. But it was Larry and a couple of his friends, and Larry actually won it in the third week. But it was a rough week for him, He was in my house complaining, "Kramer, this contest, I'm going crazy with this contest. I can't believe it. I've never been like this in my life. I found myself in the street yesterday staring at a horse's ass."